Most people ask themselves, okay, so the New Year's is here, but we don't happen to do anything like other cultures do on their New Year's. Our New Year's is nothing like the New Year's of any other nation in the world. So you come to ask yourself one question. Okay, so I'm different. My New Year's is different. What am I supposed to be doing? Or is there something that I'm supposed to be doing? Picture this. There's a prince that's the son of a very, very, very powerful king. And this prince has been traveling for a little bit over, 10 months, 11 months. And he's seen the world. He's done everything that he wanted to experience. And he finally comes back home. And as he comes back home, of course, like any other prince, he has some regrets. And he's happy about a lot of things that he's done. So, of course, his father wants to know what he's been doing for the past almost a year. So the prince lets all the guards and lets all the chambermen know that he's coming into town, and they get ready for the prince. And the prince comes to the chamber of the king, waiting for the king to come. And as the king is coming closer and closer, the prince starts bowing down and saying all the good things that comes to his mind about his father. Oh my lord, oh my father. He bows down, and he, so to speak, like we say, kisses up to his father. Now, come out of the box. We're that prince. As human beings, especially as Jews, we are that prince trying to get closer to our loving father. But it's not that easy. You have to realize he's the king, a very, very powerful king. So how do we go about getting closer to this powerful king? Yes, true, he is our father. But you should know, he is also a very, very mighty king. On Rosh Hashanah, Chachamim tell us, it is not a time for us to cry. It is not a time for us to ask for forgiveness. Because Rosh Hashanah is different. On the day of Rosh Hashanah, we come and get closer to our loving Father, our loving King, with a progress report. But what we don't want to do is for our Father to look down on us. So what do? We wear the best clothes we possibly can. We look the best we possibly can. And we come to our chamber, which we call the Beit Knesset, our shuls, because we want to show the king that we recognize his presence and we recognize his greatness. And with that, we get closer and closer to bringing our loving king and making him into a loving father. In this way, when you show that final progress report, he's not going to be too judgmental. He's going to say, okay, he's my son and I love him and I raised him with all the ups and downs, and every son has an ups and downs, and okay, fine, we'll just mix and match everything together. All in all, I have a good son. And that's what we want from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. To get up close and personal with our loving king and bringing him to become the loving father that we want. To give us another year of happiness and joy. Rosh Hashanah is not a time for asking for forgiveness. It's a time of acknowledgement. And that's when we come to Aseret Yemei Teshuvah, to the 10 days of repentance. And what is that all about? I'll tell you.
Sustenance is an important part of our lives. As a part of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur services, Tefillah Parnassah is a unique prayer focusing on asking the Almighty for a year filled with sustenance. As our gift to you, we have created an interlinear version of this prayer with English pronunciations and an expanded Kabbalistic Hebrew version, which you may download in PDF format from the following link. Rabbi, even if I can read some of the prayers, I still don't understand what I'm saying. To tell you the truth, I'd rather take a quiet, reflective walk in the park and read some Jewish history books this year than spend all that time in synagogue saying a bunch of words that don't really mean so much to me anyway. Prayer is meant to be a powerful, relevant, and meaningful experience. Here are a few ideas to keep in mind this year that should help to make the services as personally uplifting as possible. You may download the Synagogue Survival Kit in PDF format from the following web address. 1. We have been blessed with an assortment of prayer books with English translation that highlight the services and allow us to get involved in the high holiday service like never before. This year, invest in yourself and purchase one by taking a trip to your local Jewish store or online. 2. Take a half hour before each holiday service and browse through your new Siddur. If there are points that grab your attention, highlight them. 3. Visit websites such as aish.com or .edu for short, inspirational videos or articles to help you get ready and inspired for the holiday. 4. If you haven't already, make sure you buy a new garment for the holidays, even if you have a brand new shirt you started wearing yesterday. This automatically sets a mood for the new year. 5. Create a list of things you want to ask and pray for, and take it with you on Yom Kippur. 6. It is promised by our sages that whoever prays for someone else, his or her prayers are answered first. Create a list of friends and family that need your prayer. Here are some areas to get you started: health, marriage, money, education, such as UC entry, travel, business matters, happiness and feeling of accomplishment, relationships between spouses or family members, etc. 7. In synagogue, it's not a race. 5 minutes of prayer said with understanding, feeling, and a personal connection to the words and their significance means far more than 5 hours of lip service. Personalize the prayer by paying close attention to the words to see how they relate to you and your life. How did you experience, fumble, or are grateful in accordance with the words you're saying? 8. Unfulfilled expectations lead to self-imposed frustrations. Therefore, don't expect to be moved by every prayer or to follow along with the entire service. 9. Read through the prayers and slowly think about what you're saying, and don't be overly concerned about being behind. Look, the worst that can happen is that you will fall behind. But don't worry, they'll probably announce the pages so you can always catch up. 10. If a particular sentence or paragraph touches you, linger a while. Say the words over and over to yourself, softly but audible to your ear. Allow those words to touch you. Feel them. And if you're really brave, then close your eyes and say those words over and over for a couple of moments. 11. You're not that proficient in Hebrew? Don't worry. God understands whatever language you speak. And, like a loving parent, He can discern what's in your heart, even if you can't quite express it in the way you would like. 12. As you sit in your synagogue on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, you are joined by millions of Jews in synagogues all over the world. You are a Jew, and you are making a powerful statement about your commitment to Judaism and the Jewish people. Holidays in Jewish thought are far more than commemorations of past events. Rosh Hashanah is certainly more than a Jewish January 1st. The essential opportunity of Rosh Hashanah is to clarify for ourselves what our truest, bottom-line priorities are in life. No time is more appropriate than today for asking ourselves some basic questions in order to clarify and remind ourselves what it is that is truly important to us and who it is we ultimately want to be. We have created a printable questionnaire and some inspiring food for thought for the rest of High Holidays. Simply visit the following web address to download the PDF. Fulfilled Year Blueprint. 20 questions you can't start your year without.